We're live. Well, top of the afternoon to you. Are you ready to learn a little bit about AI and how you can transform your business and literally do what would take months to do in one day? For those of you that don't know me, I'm Elizabeth Morosco. I'm the owner of Brady Events and Marketing, and I've been working in events and marketing, well, for a couple decades. It's been a while, but I've owned my own business going on. It's 18 years. This is 18 years of owning Brady Events and Marketing. Boy, it has been a company that has had to adapt to the times multiple times. And if you're an entrepreneur, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So, hey, if you are here with me live, drop it in the comments that you're here live. Or if you happen to be catching this on the replay, I always come back and read the comments. So drop a comment. Today, we're going to go over some information that's going to really help you invest in yourself personally and yourself professionally. We are literally at the beginning of a revolution that most of us can't even begin to imagine. And it's been something for even the elite of those with knowledge that are a little bit hesitant of what's happening. But instead of walking in fear, I believe it's truly important to educate ourselves and stay aware of what's happening and look at what are the things that we can do to invest our time wisely so that we can prepare. For those that are not aware, those are the ones that I really feel afraid for because jobs are going to be lost, but new jobs are going to come. And this isn't anything that's new to us here in the United States, especially over the past couple decades. I happen to be in a state, Michigan, which was still is, automotive capital of the United States, but we had a lot of shifts. We had a lot of tribulations we had to go through in the 80s. I remember growing up in Michigan and people were leaving the state in flocks, going to other places because the jobs were lost. We were faced with technically three different obstacles. One, import cars from Japan. It was driving down the cost. More people were buying other vehicles besides the big three vehicles. The other thing was a lot of especially going into the 90s, a lot of the OEMs, original equipment manufacturers like Ford, GM, Chrysler, all of them started outsourcing manufacturing jobs to countries like China and Mexico, which meant devastations for cities like Flint, Michigan, which is actually the vehicle capital of the world. That's where the original little caboose here in the US started, and then eventually the engine, the Buick plant, and all these good things. Well, difficulties are nothing new to Michiganders and many people in various states where technology has changed. There's new things that happen and then new ways that we adapt around that technology. And I believe that this session today can position you in a place of not just awareness, but being able to bring that technology very easily into your business. Now, before we even get started, I want to tell you there's different directions that you can go with using AI and so in every aspect of life. Today, particularly, we're going to talk about content marketing, which is going to be key as we're moving through this new stage. You're going to find a lot of people are using these tools to create spam. And eventually, with spam, it always is discarded, right? So there may be a short-term wave of spam and stuff that people don't want. But today, I want to empower you with how to use AI so that you're not spammy, slimy, salesy, or just gross, right? Let me show you how to use the technology so you can walk with pride while you're doing your thing and enhancing the way your business operates, and finally get to a point where you just start smoking your competition. So, does that sound good to you? All right. So before we dig in, I'm going to say hello to a couple people. I think at the top of this video that you're watching on Facebook, particularly Facebook group, there should be a link that says ecam.com/connect. If you click on that, I'm going to be able to see your name and your profile picture while we're going through this little thing. So I do know who this Facebook user is. One of my absolute favorite people in the world. This has got to be Sheena Melissa Stockman, my favorite New Yorker. Anyhow, thanks for joining, Sheena. It's always good to see you. And we have another Facebook user from San Diego. Let me move this over here so I can see. I've got my camera right in front of my screen. And I am in Michigan, the beautiful state of Michigan. It is cold. It definitely feels like winter. And then Northland, New Zealand, is that our fabulous Jacqueline? I haven't seen you so long. I hope that is. It is! Whoa, whoa! It's so good to see so many of my favorite peeps. And maybe later on we'll have Chef Leroy coming in. He's another one of our regulars that comes to the training. All right, so digging in, you guys. I know you came here to learn about AI, so let's dig into it, okay? All right, so starters. Today, we're going to be talking about content marketing and strategies that you can use to save time and to win big this year. You ready for that? But before we get started, I thought let's have a little bit of fun, okay? Whoop, that's not fun. Let's have a little bit of fun. I would love to know, when do you think the very first AI-based written program happened? Put it in the comments. Tell me. I think you're going to be surprised. Let's see. What are you guys saying over here? Maybe. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Okay. Nope. Okay. So we're broadcasting to a couple of different places too, you guys, just so you know. The first AI based program was written in 1951. They actually even started using AI and robotics on the automotive GM assembly lines here in Michigan in 1961. That's older than me, and I'm getting pretty old. So just know this isn't anything new. It's just becoming bigger and more accessible to people like you in everyday life. So to give you a little bit of a review of what we're going to cover today, it's going to be things that you can do that will help you drastically reduce your workload, help you improve not just creating more content, but key quality content. We're going to cover that. And also how you can use these as tools to generate leads for your business to keep it growing and booming. And I want to show you simple things that you can do in terms of daily activities so that you can stay consistent and really lean into not just AI, but AI along with automation. And we're going to show you some support that you can use to prevent yourself from getting overwhelmed, stuck, or just, I've had enough of this. And this isn't going to be this complicated. Today, we're going to talk about some basic stuff so you can go apply right now today as soon as you get off this stream with me. All right, but before we get started, you guys, this is the story. If you don't understand this concept right here, all of the technology in the world is not going to work for you. And what is the point of content? Content is the new commodity of PR. It is the new way for you to bring awareness to your business. And there's different layers through what they call a sales funnel, right? Some of you may have heard of a sales funnel. Have you heard of a sales funnel before? If you've heard of the sales funnels, let me know. I'm getting some of those guesses. 1967, 1970, 1960. It's fun. All right, so back to a funnel is basically a series of steps that you take a prospect through to get them to the final sale. With social media, there's so many options to draw attention to your business, whether, ads or if you're doing blogs with rich SEO, there's so many incredible ways to connect with people through content. We're going to see a lot of changes happening in the way that content's delivered on social media in this upcoming year. In this year alone, Facebook has over 1,000 updates coming into their algorithm to help them determine what is considered valuable content instead of trash. And this is the whole point, like right here. They're checking it out. Trash in, you get trash out. You put diamonds and little gems in there, you're going to get diamonds and little gems back. So I want you to remember this because you're going to see a lot of people that start going through and just mass producing content. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a whatever. But the problem is they're relying, and we're not quite there yet. They're relying slowly on the technology. I got a little tongue tied. Solely on the technology to help them create that piece. But really, if they were creating a piece that was really based through themselves and based on like their word, their voice, it's going to make it seem more human. Also, reading through the text that's created, you can't just randomly go through and say accept what it put in there. There's so many factors that you have to be aware of, and including, this is something we're going to talk about here in a half a second, including the content that AI spits out for you. One of the problems that we're facing, I really want you guys to be aware of this, is AI is basically taking data that's gathered together to answer whatever prompt that is that you put in there. But the data means that that information's already existing, right? So somebody's feeding that data. So supposedly, let's say that you were going to do content that was on something that maybe mainstream media doesn't like or doesn't approve, is going to be more biased towards that, which can be very dangerous, especially with topics like, political things and medical things that are being pushed. It could become easily a propaganda piece that you might not even be aware of that can infiltrate your content, your thoughts. We don't want that, right? We want to stay free thinking with abilities to take our talents from within and share it and not be manipulated. Now, I say that to you because right now, like Chat GPT is like a one directional, it responds to what you're saying. But as we move into these new areas, there's a chance to do what's called GPT, or they call them associates or agents. And it basically becomes a centralized place where you put information about that GPT or associate that contains all the information that you want. So later on, let's say that you had a varying opinion from what mainstream media or the narrative that's being pushed. You can take your GPT or your associate to strictly provide prompts and inputs that you have fed it in advance. I hope that makes sense. I can get into that a little bit more later. We're going to be hosting a workshop in February. But I want you to be aware of this because this is a point, like an entry point where things can become manipulated. We want to make sure that the content that you're putting out there correlates with the thoughts and values that your business has, and it's not being manipulated. All right, let's jump in a little bit further. So the whole point of everything that we're going over here is how to bring awareness to your business. So bottom line, you can get more sales. That's what this is about. That's what marketing is. Driving people through the sales process to get them to convert, right? So today we're going to just briefly cover these we'll call it 4-step content creation. And we're going to start with today just the main one, which is doing your research. A lot of times people will go out the gate and maybe they don't know exactly what they're trying to do. Oops, I'm covering this. Hold on one second. Let me unlock my little screen here. Get my face out of there. There we go. All right. Hopefully a little better. Okay, so the first thing is about researching. You want to make sure as you start going down this road for AI that you know what are the topics and what are the things that your business needs. Today, we're going to talk about some basic prompts that you can use to research so you know what type of content you should be creating. It's going to really help you resonate with your audience and convert those leads to sales. So, step one, this is the simple 4 step process. Step one is doing your research. Step two, if you want to do this content strategy that we're talking about, it would start with doing like a 1 hour video. You can do it live, you can do it recorded, it doesn't matter. But you just want to make sure that you have rich content and not a 20-minute sales pitch. That's not what this is about. This is about creating content that will help resonate with the people that are watching it. So remember that they're watching because they want value, not just a sales pitch. So research, do a 1 hour video, transcribe the video, and then step 4 is where the magic can really happen, where we take all of that content, throw it into AI so we can do things like blog articles that are SEO rich, content on your social media that's going to convert, and even doing things to review the analytics, meaning like what are the numbers that came in, to find out what worked and what didn't, so that you can pivot and get it right, because you don't want to keep doing the same content and it's not converting, right? So that's sort of like the short step process of how do you create content. This is it. So if you want to take a screenshot of it, go ahead, take a screenshot of that. But I'd love to know if you have any questions. Let me see. Jacqueline is saying, for some reason, I'm not getting any audio, so I may need to watch the replay of it. Hey, if you guys that are watching, if you could just confirm if you can hear me, I'd really appreciate it. I can see my audio on. I use Ecamm to live stream. However, I don't know. So, yeah, let me know if you can see me or not. That would be great. All right, so let's dig in a little bit further. And let me pull my little camera back up here. And we're going to go like this. This way I can see all your beautiful faces. You can see me, and I can drop your comments right here. Okay, I see. I can hear you, and I can hear you. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, got another one. I can hear you with an ear. Okay, so, Jacqueline, maybe come back or reboot, and then maybe you can hear me. Maybe sometimes like your Wi-Fi or something. Yep, somebody said it might be her Wi-Fi. Weird things like that can happen. All right, so we're glad you stopped by though, Jacqueline. It's always good to have you. All right, so today what I want to talk about, because we can't really cover all 4 steps in this short amount of window. So today I want to go through starting with your research and your review. But before we even get into this, I want to caution you, don't stay here too long. Remember, success loves speed. So you want to be, on a track of doing your research, but then taking action. These technologies at first can seem intimidating, and then when you learn it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And then we can get distracted from what was the point of using the technology, okay? So I want you to remember that as we sort of move forward here. All right, so digging in, where do you start if you're trying to do research? If you're going to use AI and you're trying to figure out, what content you should be creating, what's going to resonate with people. Here are some points that you can start to do research with your AI. It could be looking at, what are your customer pain points? What are the struggles that they're facing that they just want that pain point to be gone? And you know how to do it. Another one could be, what are the industry trends? With weight loss, it might be different supplements or processes or opportunities for people to become more educated. But what are the industry trends for that specific area of your business? And even things, frequently asked questions, researching for whichever industry that you're in. Like, let's say that you owned an event production company. What are a lot of event questions that people are asking? Let's say that you were a health and wellness coach. What are questions that they're asking of that specific industry? There's so many ways that you can gather this information, but with AI, it's made it even faster. And then another one is getting into like educational content. What are things that people are searching that they want to learn or grow from in your particular industry and niche? So you can do this and it doesn't have to be hard. We're going to show you a couple prompts here in just a second. Let me pull this up. Oops. Here we go. All right. So these are just a couple of examples of what you can use. Things like, what knowledge or skills can we share with our audience about, and then fill in that blank, something specific to your business. So let's say it was like autoimmune. What knowledge or skills can we share with our audience about autoimmune and how it can be healed with holistic healing and foods, things like that. Another one, how can we create educational content that positions us as a leader in fill in the blank for your particular business? It positions us as a leader for, it could be real estate, just fill in the blank that's relative to you. Or another one, how can we encourage customers to have their experiences with whatever the name of your product is? What are things that you can do? Just, you want to customize these prompts to your business, your product, or your service, and work through and fine tune and find out different ways that you can dig deeper with each of the replies that AI gives you. Now we'll go to this one in a minute. I want to show you really quick because I don't want to just talk theory. I want you guys to see this. Now, how many of you have set up a Chat GPT account? Let me know in the comments. How many of you have set up a Chat GPT? I have one. I do. But this is the thing. With what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to show you like free version of how you can run with AI and just get going. I'm also going to show you a version of AI that I use that is a little bit more refined and helps me eliminate a lot of the administrative tasks of coming up with prompts and all that good stuff. Hopefully I'll have a chance to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of that software that I use, which is Groove AI. Okay, so going back into it here. So these are a couple of prompts. Again, you can take a screenshot of that. Let me get out of there. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. So what do we have here? I have a free Chat GPT, thinking of upgrading. Lots of cool things in the paid Chat GPT. Yes, a lot of really cool things and ways that it can make it easier for you to manage all that content that it's generating. And today I'm going to show you something that's even better than just like just GPT, like 4 or whatever it is at now. No, we created our own AI platform. Who is that? I want to know who that is. I'm going back in the comments later to find out who that is. High five, man. Get it. We're working on a white label too for AI content management. We'll probably be rolling out with that later this year. It's going to be super cool. Cannot wait for you to see it. All right. So, Chef Leroy's in the house. There you go, buddy. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm not used to you guys hiding your names and your profiles. Hit that eCam content link so I can see your beautiful faces. It's good to see you, Chef. Happy Thursday, baby. All right, so going in a little bit, this is what I want to share with you. Like anything, you guys, there's always like the free version and the paid version. The free version's good. The paid version's like kapow wow, right? But before we even go in, if you haven't set up a Chat GPT account, you're brand new to AI, I want to encourage you, go over to openai.com, sign up, drop in your email, apply to get your free account, and start putzing around. So there are so many different versions of AI. And today we're just talking about like the text kind of part. We're not even going to get into images and video and all that. We could go on for a year about the coolness of this. But for today, like we're talking about the free chat GPT, and I'm going to give you an example here in just 1 minute on researching. And then I'm going to also show you Groove, which is the one that I'm using. For a long time I was using Jasper, but these programs really step it up and allow this to become a system and not just a chat bot. And I think that depending on where you're at with your business, there's going to come a point that you are going to need to have AI tools to help you level up into these new arenas. And that's that. It's just the way it is. So let me pull up my screen here and let me see if I can show you. Where are we at? Okay. All right. Okay, so if you have not opened up your account, like a Chat GPT account, this might be the time to do it. It's free. They had shut it down for a little while ago when the One Hen Hand show had got let go by the board. And then I don't know if you had heard that I don't know his name, I'm sorry, but all the engineers that were working there ended up basically boycotting and saying, we're not going to work or do this till you bring him back. They brought him back and then they fired the entire board. Kapow! Anyhow, okay, so digging in, this is the free version. There are other versions of GPT that you can do that have even higher tech capabilities, but we're going to just keep this one simple for now. Right here, I'm just going to click on that section. And remember, just a little while ago, we were talking about, these prompts that we use for, doing our research. So let's say today that I was trying to do research, and what industry should we do, you guys? Help me pick here. Somebody said funny. Yeah, I like to be funny. Oh, Joy, now you can hear. Woohoo, she's back, girl. I can see your picture too. It's Jacqueline. So pick an industry. Somebody want to pick an industry? Or are you going to make me pick one? Okay. Let's say, what shall we say? Let me come back over here really quick. Okay, let's say that we were in the industry of, drawing a blank, real estate. How about that? Okay, we're going to type in, please tell me what are the most frequently, I lost it, frequently asked questions regarding real estate for first time home buyers. How about that? Okay, like let's say that that's your market. You're trying to get the people that are brand new to buy a home. Let's see what it has to say. All I'm going to do is type that, hit enter. Let's see what it says. This is how fast it's coming out. So we've already got some great ideas on things that would be on top of that particular market's mind, right? Should I use a real estate agent? Maybe they have concerns if they should do it themselves. What's a contingency? What is homeowners insurance? What does how does the mortgage application process work? Just with these little bits right here, you could explode out with content and create content that people want. Not what you want, the content that the people that you're trying to connect with, what they want. Let me repeat that. Not what you want, the content that the people you are trying to connect with, what they want. Meaning, don't keep going back out there, buy my sales, buy my stuff, buy my sales, buy my stuff, blah, 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 blah. No. Content marketing is about sharing knowledge information that will help inspire people in a way that they're looking for. So remember that. Okay, now let's say that we went a little bit further, okay? And let's say like right here, just right here, I'm going to highlight how does the mortgage application process work. So I'm copying that And I'm going to write expand on this topic, include headline and bullet points to identify topics that will convert in our marketing campaign. Hold on, I'm going to change that to our real estate marketing campaign. Okay, I hit enter. Okay, so I'm getting some great content. Know your budget, closing costs, inspecting the future, spitting out so fast contingencies, ensure your investment, decoding the mortgage application. All right, so like right here, we're just getting into research of like topics and ideas. So you'd want to create a list or information, a reservoir of all this information, clean it up a little bit. But then you could go further and let's say that we wanted to um, navigate closing cost with confidence. Right there. We're going to highlight that. I'm going to hit copy. And over here, let's say that I was getting ready to do a launch. Now, there's a lot of cool things you could do, just, creating your website content, all of this stuff. But today we're going to focus on like creating blog content and such. So I highlighted that, and then I'm going to write, please write in SEO enriched blog post using an easy to read format from a real estate agent with 25 years experience. And then I'm going to copy that text in there, navigate closing costs with confidence. Okay, wait, 25 years experience covering the topic, navigating closing costs with confidence for first time home buyers. Okay. All right, so I'm going to hit enter. Let's see what it does. There's other things I could do in there, like include like limit it to 500 words or 5,000 words. But Chat GPT does have some limited parameters of how much information you can put into that section of the prompt. And it also has some limitations on how far it will spit out the information. We're going to go over that because that becomes really key as you go down this rabbit hole a little bit further. Okay, so here, what do we have here? Are you ready to embark on the journey of your home ownership as a seasoned real estate agent with 25 years of experience? I understand. So you get the point. It's going through all of these different things. We asked for it to use headlines and bullet points. It did that. Now, this would be great to use as a blog piece, or even taking this list right here of where they have 5 different points for strategies to manage and negotiate fees. You could even do a Facebook post where you say, hey, here are the top 4 things. Or you could do a quick video, short video that lists these 4 things on how to, improve strategies to manage and negotiate your closing fees. So keep this in mind. This just becomes like the outline. What you do with it from here is up to you. But what I do want to say is a lot of people would stop right there and say, it's good enough. It's good enough. It's not. Like that content, it's not good enough. And that's where we're going to have a problem with a lot of people that just start hitting that spam button and pushing a bunch of trash in there. Remember, I told you trash in, trash out. We don't want that. So, what I want you to remember is going back and not just copying, pasting. You need to run, if you're using just Chat GPT, you need to run that information through another software to make sure there's not plagiarism. You need to run it through. Now, this one's not really AI, but it's an automation kind of sort of, is Grammarly, so that you're checking, is it grammatically okay? Did it do anything kind of funky, and you need to read through it. You still need to use human logic to make sure, is this saying what I believe and what I'm trying to convey? And you got to remember, like I was telling you before, this is coming from like open source data. So you haven't defined parameters to say on this topic, only answer it based in this data point or circle of data. It's just taking information from whatever. So you want to monitor it. You want to pay attention. What is it saying? Don't ever just copy and paste and not read that stuff. That's dangerous. Okay? So you've been warned. You've been warned. Okay, you guys. All right. So, going on, we were talking about, using that. And I want to show you, what's the difference between, like, that's the free version of Chat GPT. And then what happens when you get into some of these other paid programs? Like, is it worth it? I don't know. It's crazy. What do Facebook users say? AI is the bomb and it saved my life in communications. Well, high five. I love it. Okay, I missed some of your answers. I keep forgetting you guys have about a minute delay behind when I'm talking, 30-second delay or something. So wellness, hospitality. Okay. So what I want to show you though really quick is, check this out. This is, I'm going to share my screen really quick. Okay. It's the sound of my mouse. I got to get a new mouse pad. I hate it. I go back and I listen to the replay and I can hear that thing scraping on the table. Okay. Another thing on the to-do list. Go get that mouse. All right. So this is the software that I'm using. It's called Groove AI. Now, one of the things that I love about it is it allows me to create an environment where all the information I'm putting together is in an AI system that has long-term memory. So when we go to like this right here, remember we're just over in Chat GPT, and I have all these great little prompts that I've put in here, things that it's helped me with. But I have to remind it. So every time that I start up, I have to do the background story or come up with the prompt, and it doesn't sound like much, but prompt engineers are like, it's a real thing job now. I know. I mean, like, it's a real deal. So what if you had software that actually had the prompts already built into it? What if you had the software where you could compartmentalize each of the different personalities for the different things that you talk about, so it's responding, especially if you have a business that has maybe multiple departments. There's going to be different answers, different things relative to it. So as you can see here, this is my dashboard. I have one associate, or GPT, is focused on Kudos Magazine. Another one that's focusing on, like, from the mindset of a marketing director. Another one that's focused on events and marketing. Another one that's focused on the fabulous Shayna Melissa Stockman, one of my favorite clients ever. She's a nurse practitioner that actually helps people with their healing journey for autoimmune, long haulers, and impact from the. So if you haven't checked her out, you might want to go check her out. She does a lot of different things: natural healing, holistic, without invasive approach. Yeah, so really good stuff. It's actually an honor to be able to work with her because I see her on the forefront pioneering a lot of things that are happening that people don't know. All right, so I even have an associate for her, another one for natural healing. Now, all that means is each of these have a personality, if you will, that's set up. So, like, I talk about events and marketing and things like that. Shayna talks a lot about health and wellness, holistic healing. So I don't want my associate GPT going out there when I'm talking about events and then starting to bring up, inflammation and using turmeric to reduce your inflammation. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? So that's why we have these separated by projects. and they have so many different apps. We'll go through it, but I want to keep this really simple because we're running out of time here. Is Let me see if I can come back over here. So each of these has a section where I'm able to feed in all of my content, whether it's video, whether it's written format. I can keep feeding it into that one personality, so they start to get that AI starts to get to know that personality and to be able to respond like they would more seamlessly. So today, let's talk about like just like the prompts part. Now, this is that knowledge base that I was telling you about of like where you fill in, you feed that GPT so it only answers like this person. Now, when I'm coming into this, I have the option that I can say, like, use no knowledge base that I've put in there, just go out to the general market, gather whatever data and bring it back to answer what we're working on in that session. Or I could say, I want to turn it up to 100% of only provide replies based off of what I fed you in that GPT. So, let's say like over a couple months, you're feeding that GPT or that associate all of this different data about you. You keep feeding it, you keep feeding it. And then a month later, you come back and you say, write a blog article about whatever it is. It's going to answer that question based on what was the data that you put into that associate or that GPT. Does that make sense to you? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense to you. This is also super key in situations where you don't want the replies to you that you get back to be propaganda of what it's saying by the masses. Sometimes what they're saying by the masses isn't truth. Can I get an amen for that? Yeah. We witnessed that in the past couple of years. So we want to be aware, especially if we have a specific voice or conviction or message or something that we want to share in the marketplace, that we don't want it to deviate. So allowing yourself to have that kind of control is incredibly powerful, and it's important. Actually, this can become one of the things that can help kind of put in place some things for freedom of speech and having independent thought. We want to make sure that we don't start getting so much into this that we get into group thought of what we're told to think is what we all start to think. That's not humanity. Got me? All right. So going in a little bit further, now this is where it can be super fun. We're going to turn off that preset right here. This is where you can have a lot of fun with your presets of where I can say just use the presets from like a template that I have for senior caregiver marketing or one that's for wedding pros. So it'll only kind of tie into that. And this is where you can start getting into some really fun stuff where you can turn into more of a custom way of approaching your content, and you can allow it to tap into some of the stuff that you have and to deliver it in a more robust way, bringing a little bit more creativity and giving you the ability to really be able to be fluid with what you're putting out there. And then this section here, format, it's beautiful. I'm not having to pre-type, please write an email for. No, I'm selecting, am I writing a blog? Am I writing an email? I have all of these things pre-selected before I even type in what I'm about to do for my research. If I click over here more, I mean, it's absolutely amazing what they have embedded in here. The ability to check out your grammar, to create slides for your webinar, to do your video sales letter. Now, this is a problem that will happen if you're just using like the regular chat GPT that we were doing a demo of earlier, is it has a short-term memory, meaning you can only put so much in there at once and it's going to spit out. If you're getting into a long format video letter, you need more to be able to feed into it and to be able to receive it back, because it'll do that abruption where it'll stop generating content and it'll ask you, continue on. So that doesn't always quite work. And then getting into some other things, like frequently asked questions. It's really like with this, it's endless what you can do with AI. But what's beautiful about this particular setup with Groove AI, you don't have to sit there and try to figure out what are the prompts, what are the ways to get this to respond to that, how you want. Whether it's an email or blog, it's already built in here. And it does have different frameworks. So let's say that I was trying to get into, a storytelling framework or building urgency. These are all of these different frameworks that I can select so that when AI responds to my prompt that I put in there or my information that I put in there, it's going to follow a framework that's going to be applicable to the kind of project that I'm working on. So let's say for today it was, we'll just do an event invitation, all right? And let's say that I wanted to include, you know what? We're not going to do event. We'll do blog. We're going to do blog because we're talking about content creation, all right? So let's say we were going to do a how-to post. Remember we were talking about how to negotiate, prices for you. Oh, hold on. I can't put it in here because we're talking about real estate. I don't want to cross that over into here. But let's say that we were talking about sponsorships, okay? That we were going to do a blog on kudos blog focused on healthy, happy living when it comes to people with, hold on one second, people suffering, oh my goodness, suffering from autoimmune conditions. What are natural, oops, remedies? Okay, oops, I had a typo. That's all right. Okay, so let's see what it puts in here. So it's going to do this blog article. Okay, spitting it out. It's going really fast. Okay, so and this is where we can start to read what it's putting out there. Remember, what did I tell you guys at the very beginning? Like trash in, trash out, and don't rely just on what it says. You have to read it. You have to go back and make sure, does this make sense and does it correlate with whatever your objection is for that project? All right, so let's go through it really quick. Let's see. Okay, introduction. Living with an autoimmune condition can be challenging, but there are natural remedies that can contribute to a healthier, happier lifestyle. And this blog post will explore some of these remedies. Okay, so one of the other things, like this is great content. One of the other things I would do is see how, like here, like we go back down and it says, number one, introduction to autoimmune conditions. No, like pull that out. Like from it, I've published, for those of you that don't know, I've published a magazine for 10 years, Kudos Magazine, which is focused on healthy, happy living. But this is where you got to take some time. You got to read through it. You got to make sure, is this saying what you want? And then pulling out different things that you can expand and such. So one of the other things that they do have in this Groove AI is where I can take all of this information and then copy it over into a separate template. You can see this is one of my old ones. Let's say that it was here and starting over, and then I can just copy it over here onto the side, so I'm not trying to figure out where it's at. It just makes it a lot easier for sharing information with your team and also you being able to easily access it. It gets overwhelming when you're over, in Chat GPT and trying to figure out, what was that reply that I got a year ago? It's a little overwhelming. This Groove system, it's really easy to be able to access that information at the drop of a hat. So the main difference between a free program, paid program is that, well, there's a lot, but you're also going to get, this ability to personalize each of these messages and do it in a way that it allows you just to easily manage the whole project for you. So free, it's beautiful, especially when you're just starting out. You don't necessarily need to keep adding on expenses, but as you grow, you may find that you're going to need something else. So with free, basically you've got to be able to remember what are the prompts that you need. The prompts are key to success with the free, and you need to remember that it has short-term memory, so it's not going to have everything that you put in there from a year ago. It's not. It disappears just about every time, and you got to start from fresh. Whereas with the paid version, like Groove AI, all the programmed prompts and such, it's already in there. You don't have to worry about trying to do prompt engineering. His long term memory, you're able to break it out into specific areas. And that's another thing. Like, I don't have to buy 10 licenses. It's all there. It's just in separate little groups or associates or GPTs, and it just makes it easier. So, I wanted to share with you for those of you who are serious about really leveling up your business, and maybe you want to get on board with this AI technology wave, but you don't want to, foster the waters alone. I understand. We have an amazing community called Kudos Journey, which is focused on creating content that helps inspires communities. Typically, our content is geared towards people 45 and up, and it's never filled with politics, negative news, is generally neutral, but in a way, it's filled with content that people really want: healthy recipes, daily wisdom for just making it through life. So, we have launched our digital version this past year. We're still in beta mode, but we're moving into stage two. And with this new Kudos Journey, it gives you the option to work with a group of people that provide not just an advertisement. This is not an advertisement, it's one piece of it. It provides marketing support that is riding the edge of technology and can help you navigate those waters. It also does include a personalized copy of your own digital magazine, but along with that, group and community support that can help you win big this year. On average, monthly, our members are saving between 40 and 50 hours a week by using systems and tools that we have in place so that they can get out there and do what they do best and use some of these components for marketing and promoting. And in this particular case, like we've been talking about content's key for getting people into your funnel, for you to find new people, and it's an organic way for you to do that. So if this is something that you're interested in, I'd like to invite you to come check it out. We are running a promotion for the Kudos Journey membership where you can get in for, believe it or not, $300 a month. You can't even buy an ad campaign on the radio for that. And in this particular case, you're going to get more than an ad. You're going to have the digital personalized magazine that you can send out to your existing clients, to prospect new leads. But it's more than that. It's a community that provides monthly group training where we go in deeper than we are here today into topics like AI, technology, strategy, things that are practical for small business owners and business leaders to bring to their organization so they can win big. And we also are including in this package that we're running right now an opportunity for you also to have a monthly consultation with myself. This isn't a program where you're going to sign up and then I pass the buck and you meet with somebody else. Nope, you're going to meet with me. I'll do a review of where you're at with your social media and digital marketing to find out other things you could do to level it up. But, sometimes the one-on-one consults they're great. They can be empowering, but the monthly coaching is where there's a lot of opportunity for you to network, meet other people, and learn things that you didn't even anticipate learning that can positively help your business. So it's not just about fluff, it's about creating killer content that's going to help you win big. And that entire package is valued at $1,500. Right now, you can get it for just $300 a month. And if you do the pay in full option, you get a couple bonuses that are going to happen. Number one, you're going to get 2 months for free. So that's always like a lovely thing. I like it when I get those little wins. And also, if you sign up today and you do pay in full, we are going to gift you a 1 hour video session, whether you want to do it recorded or live, but you're going to have somebody working with you to create that 1 hour video that we talked about at the very beginning on how to create content that is killer. And that package itself is valued at another $1,500. So you're literally getting 90% off for just $300. You can start off with a dynamic team focused on helping you level up your business, not get stuck in a rut, not feel overwhelmed. And I would tell you the truth, the ones who embrace AI and technology will be thriving in the next couple of years. The ones that try to hide from it, it's gonna be a battle. And I just my thought is let's educate ourselves and become aware of what's going on and have our hands in it so we are in the know instead of being ignorant, unaware. I'm not saying that you have to go dive in all the way. I know a lot of people are freaked out about AI. I get it. But you can't hide from it. You've got to educate yourself. It was no different like when the first telephones were coming into the house. And now we're all the way to where we're wireless and it's no big deal. So let's get through it. If it scares you a lot, lean into your faith, you guys. Pray. Ask God to guide you and open up your eyes to what are the things that you're supposed to know and see and how those tools can be used for goodness. But don't put your head in the sand. Just don't do that. And if today you're not ready to, come on board and have a team working behind you, that's okay. Start at least by getting that Chat GPT account. It's free. Go do it. Your mother will thank you, right? Okay, so let's see. We have a couple comments here. Um, Let me see here. For someone like me, 30 years experience in medicine and nursing and a 4.9 college degree, someone with no knowledge can just cheat and sound wise. Yeah, in some ways, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to assume that that's Shayna. What's going to happen, this is my prediction. What's going to happen is eventually with the medical industry, every industry, but starting with medical, there's going to be different associates or GPTs. They become that reservoir of knowledge. So it's not just so much about, there are going to be people that cheat and don't know what the hell they're doing. There will. There already are, right? But the difference is, as we evolve into this, what we're going to have are these like super wisdom packs of knowledge. So instead of, one doctor who maybe has 30 years experience in cardiology, there's going to be, and there probably already are in the works, healthcare is going to get hit hard in a good way though. But there'll be a GPT that will have all the accumulated knowledge about cardiology since the beginning of time and even predictive in the future of things we haven't even seen. So it's a technology that's going to keep evolving and growing. And this is why we've all got to get comfortable. And that's why I've said to all of you guys, and I don't mean to be doom, gloom, and fear, but people have no idea what's about to happen right now. Jobs are going to be lost. Things are going to shift. It's why you've got to be aware and understand what's happening so you can figure out what are things that your business can do to, switch. I mean, think about it. Not that long ago, fast food restaurants, it was all 100% hands on deck with humans. You go to a lot of these McDonald's now and they've got the kiosk where you're not even using the cashier. Have you seen the latest McDonald's where they don't even have a human being in the building? Yeah. It's all AI and automation and robotics. And then they probably have the one person or people that oversee that technology. But things are changing. It's the Jetsons, but just like, what was Mrs. Jetson's name? What was her name? There's George, and then what was her name? Was it George? Okay, she had the robot working for her, but she was still having to do stuff. So, maybe we'll have life with purpose where we can focus on some other things. So we shall see. Okay, so let's look at Kudos is absolutely gorgeous and the information is fun and bubbly. My clients love it. I send it to them in addition. Like the one, whoops, sorry, you guys, my eyes are not the best. My business card on the cover and me on the inside cover. Yours would have your card on the cover. Okay, can you drop your affiliate links? I do have an affiliate link program. I can't see who that is, but if you want to message me, I can get some links over to you. Okay, yeah, Mrs. Judson. Okay, I love that. And was the dog's name Bart? I don't remember. Doing all this trivia today. All this trivia. All right, so let me show you one more quick thing, and then I got to go, you guys. I've got another meeting at 3. I just want to show you this. Boop, boop. Wait, is that it? No. Here we go. Share screen. Okay, let me come over here. I want to show you, like, what does the publication look like? Because I could say, oh, it's great. It's fabulous. No, it really is. It's a beautiful publication, and we're constantly focused on creating, let me see if I can pull this down a little bit, creating content that really helps inspire people. All right, so I'll just give you a quick overview. This is one for Abbey Park, which is an amazing senior living community who is also one of our sponsors and members. But this gives you an idea of like what the magazine looks like. The beautiful thing is these are also pieces of content that can be repurposed later for social media. And it does have a professional kind of feel to it, but it's not icky. It's not, like, hey, here's a sales thing. People kind of anticipate it. One of the other things that we do here, too, is, like, if you look here, it has these links that are embedded into it. So you can easily direct people to pieces of content or websites that you want. All right, so moving on, we've just got a couple more things, then I got to roll. If you're interested in signing up for this, go over to kudosjourney.com. It's a great time for you to start your new year with a big bang and a team that can support you. I just wanted to show you a couple of testimonies. We've been doing kudos and event marketing for a long time. Here's some positive feedback that we've had from numerous people in our community. And, even for the longest time, we've worked with Hurley Medical Center, former vice president of Hurley Medical Center and former president of Hurley Foundation. This is one of the comments that he had to say about working with me and my team. Working with Liz has been a complete game changer for our organization. Innovation helped us scale without pressure, increased sponsorships, and enhanced our brand. So I'm not a newbie around the block when it comes to creating amazing content. I'd love for you to come be a part of what we're doing. So sign up now, skyrocket all of your marketing. Let's make 24 amazing. Go to kudosjourney.com and let's create something wonderful for you this year. If you got something out of this video, give it a thumbs up or a heart. If you happen to know somebody who needs help with their content marketing, be a good friend. Go share this video with them. All right. In the meantime, good to see you, Jacqueline. I'll see you next time. For those of you that are in Kudos Journey, I will see you on the Zoom link in 2 minutes. Okay, see you there, guys. Hubby watching with me and says, you look like an actress. Well, hot diggity dom. See if I can win an academy. Okay, I can't win an academy, so I'll see you guys on Zoom. All right, have a beautiful day, guys. Bye. Wait a minute. Thanks for